Good morning to everyone. I'm so excited to present this webinar. That is Introduction to Port and Harbor Structures. Let me share my screen. For this webinar, these are the contents: introduction and overview of the field. Under this section, we will see the what is a port, what is a harbor, and necessary and the importance of the port and harbor structures, and also we'll see the port planning and various type of the structures and what are the cargoes handling, type of the cargoes and the type of the vessels that is called as ships. So and the next one is fundamentals in the field. Under these sections, we will see the basic theoretical knowledge requirements and philosophy in design of port and harbor structures. Under the case studies, we will going to see the two of live projects. One is already constructed under in service, and another is in proposal and upcoming years. It will going to come. Then next one is evolution in the field. Under this section, we'll see the history and development and future scope as well as. And then career path, job opportunity in various government sector and private sectors. We'll see. It may helpful for your career. Introduction and overview of the field. Generally, port and harbor structure is under the ocean engineering. It is the most important branch of ocean engineering. What is ocean engineering? Ocean engineering mainly deals with structural engineering and fluid mechanics. Under the ocean engineering, there is not only port and harbor structures, it also consists coastal structures and offshore structural engineering, remote sensing and ocean renewable energy. And petroleum engineering and naval architecture is a separate part of. It's also consists. It's also under the ocean engineering, but it's a separate field. So now come to port and harbor structures. Generally, these port and harbor structures conduct four important functions. One is administrative, development, industrial, and commercial. In administrative part, ensuring that legal, socio-political, economic interest of the state and international maritime authorities are protected. Development, ports are major promoters of the country's economical growth. Industrial, in the industrial part, the most of the industrial products and goods are imported and exported through the port. Then commercial part, if you take port or international trade junction, there are various modes of transport interchange. One in this section, we'll see the what is port and what is harbor. Generally, harbor is part of port. Harbor is nothing but the triangular water body of the for safe berthing of vessel. It is nothing but one protected water area for safe berthing of vessel. It's a part of port. Port is nothing but the place vessel may discharge or receive the cargoes. It's including the harbor basin and the area behind the berths. Berth is nothing but the cargo handlings, and then including administrative buildings, all other storage, stockyard, everything including under the port. We'll see the type of the harbors. Harbors is nothing, as I told, it's a protected water area. How it will be formed based on based on formation of natural formation. It's classified into three types. One is natural, artificial, and semi-artificial. Natural means it's naturally it's available the protected water area. For example, this Cochin port. For artificial harbor, we need to construct the pair of breakwater. But most of the cases, artificial harbor is there. For example, Chennai port. And semi-artificial, we need to construct a single breakwater, and part of the other areas naturally protected. And based on functions, we will classify into three types: commercial and fisheries and navy. Commercial, the trades are happening, and fisheries, fishing harbors, and the navy for navy people to protect the nation. And based on the location, harbor are classified into these types: sea harbor, or creek or river, or lagoon, wherever it is. Like, we'll see some of major ports in India and the world. India has 13 major ports and 10 minor ports, which is including in Tamil Nadu state it is Ennur Port, Chennai Port, and Tuticorin. Similarly, in other state, other coastal state have major ports and minor ports, and there are a lot of fishing harbor in, included. In the world, we'll see top five ports in the world: Port of Shanghai, Port of Singapore, Port of Shenzhen, and Port of Hong Kong and Jebel Ali. How it is ranked in top five based on the TEU. TEU is nothing but 24 equivalent unit that is used for unit used for the container capacity of the ranking the for the port planning for the following factors to be considered. One is nature of cargoes. Nature of cargo is nothing but the general cargo is there, and the bulk cargoes. Bulk cargo is in fertilizer, in ore, and other material like. And liquid cargo means petroleum products, liquid petrol products, and chemicals. Those are comes under liquid cargoes, and containers. These are the nature of cargoes. And vessel characteristics is a type of vessel and size of the vessel. Type of vessel based on it's based on cargo type, and the vessel size is classified into. We will see classification later. Size is based on accordance with the DWT. DWT is deadweight tonnage. The weight of the cargo capacity, the deadweight of the cargo and fuel. That is a measuring the size of the vessel. Based on DWT, the length and other with other dimension will be changed. Method of cargo handling. Method of cargo handling also based on nature of cargo and the vessel characteristics. The most important consideration is fixed crane means a crane is located at the shore or at the wharf, the berthing place, and or the whether ship own lifting gears will be used for the loading and unloading. Apart from crane, forklift trucks for general cargoes and container handling equipments are used. These are some example of method of cargo handling. And land use and operation. Land use, it depends on throughput of cargo, type of cargo, method of cargo handling, and length of time cargo remains in the port. Generally, this container berth handling containers, so it requires more land behind the increase the import and export quantity. With the general cargo area, port of the land will be utilized the transit and warehousing. In land access, it can be either by road or rail or both. And in case of liquid cargoes, the pipeline will be used. So these factors to be considered before the port planning for the port planning. So these are the important things necessary to consider. Then some of the studies to be carried out to be for the any development or any new creation of port. These are I summarize here what are the studies to be carried out. One is market study and the demand traffic forecast, transport study, option study. In optional studying, in general, at least minimum three options are there. Capital operational cost estimation, that is very important. Based on that option studies, we will find out the cost. And business plan studies, investment appraisal, pre-feasibility study, and the environmental study report also essential. Master planning, financial, economical, efficiency improvement. In future, how we can improve the efficiency of the port. Those study also very important. For this study, general planning engineer and business development people will utilize. These are the outline of the port planning. Then we'll come to the port infrastructures. To create the new port, these infrastructures are very important. One is breakwater, another is entrance channel and the turning circle, dock basin, berthing and mooring structures, and mechanical handling system. Breakwater is is a primary element of the port, any port, because we need this protected water basin. So to construct the breakwater is it will create the protected harbor basin. So it is for the primary construction in the port. And the next one is entrance channel and the turning circle, which will helpful for maneuvering the vessel. Through the channel only, every ship will come into the port where record dredge depth is available. At the ships generally with the tuck assisted or without a tuck assisted. Generally this tuck port you might it might seen in the port if you get the chance. Welcome. One ship is coming means one tuck port, two or single, depends on size of the vessel. Two tuck assist. It will pull into the harbor. Then at the turning circle, it will rotate the ship to make parallel with the bed, so that this is the way the betting will happen. The entrance channel and the turning circle, the dredging process will involve. In the dock basin, it's including wharfs. Wharf is nothing that betting area, and the berthing basin. It's including there where record water depth um, based on the ship size. The dredge depth is available. And the mooring structure we'll see in the next slide detail. In mechanical handling system, uh, to such as a crane, forklift, and the conveyor belt system, we employ the system type of berthing structure. One is based on the one is a gravity structure, and another is flexible structure. Gravity structure mostly closed type, and also we will classify into closed type or open type. Like first will go with the gravity structure, then we'll discuss about what is closed, what is open. The first one is the concrete block wall is wall. In between the each blocks, there is a interlocking staircase there, so that the structure will be stable. And uh, in front of the structure, the vessel will be placed. Vessel will be built. And second one is a concrete caisson. Caisson is nothing but the hollow hollow shell inside the filled with sand or gravel material. It's these two are gravity structure. And in case of flexible structure, there is a steel sheet pile wall, diaphragm wall, and jetties. Steel sheet pile wall, it's nothing but it may be tied back or cantilever. Um, Most of the civil engineers will know the what is steel pile wall and diaphragm wall. In diaphragm wall, it may be continuous wall or contiguous pile wall. That also may be tied back or cantilever. In jetties, consist of berthing and mooring dolphins, and also jetty head. It also consisting in the approach jetty. In main jetty, the berthing will happen. Approach jetty is it will connect to the land. Here we'll see the what is closed, what is open. Here the concrete block wall or diaphragm wall, those are the closed type. Like here, this one, and this one. In jetties, they are a piled jetty, so it will open to the sea. So it is classified under the open structures. Then we'll see the cargoes on vessels. The type of cargoes, the general cargo, general all goods and all comes under the general cargo. Bulk cargo means here, as I explained before, this fertilizer, iron ore, other sand, or some other material like that. In container, some specific materials will comes under the inside the container. Those are generally classified as container cargos, and liquid cargos, petroleum products and other chemicals, any juice products. Those are classified under liquid cargos. In vehicle cargos, the car carrier, the car, the other vehicles will comes through the ship. Those are the vehicle cargos. You see the type of the vessel based on cargo type. Based on the cargo type, vessel will be classified into the following. Like bulk cargo means bulk carrier, ore carrier also under using bulk cargo or ore material there they will carry. Container ship will carry the containers. Ro-ro ship will carry the vehicle cars and other vehicles. Like tankers will carry the petroleum products. Similarly, gas carrier will carry the LPG gas and other gases, hydrogen. That's those kind of the. And then very large crude carrier, we call it as VLCC. And ferries is nothing but for the tourism. It's cruise. The coastal vessel is a smaller vessels that may be used for the small purposes with short distance, and a research vessel will be used for the research purpose in the ocean engineering, ocean technology, and the oceanography. Research institute will use this kind of a research vessel. Based on the size, it will classify into four types. Handy size based on DWT, that is deadweight tonnage of deadweight of cargo and fuel. So handy size means it's the smallest one. It will carry 10,000 to 30,000 weight of the 10,000 ton. It's not 10,000 ton to 30,000 ton of cargos it will handle. Similarly, for Handymax and Panamax and Capesize, we'll see the fundamentals in the field. Port and harbor structure, the mainly involving civil engineers. Civil engineers are mainly involved in the port and harbor structures. So, addition to civil engineering, we need to know some of additional knowledge from the marine side. That is marine terminology, wave hydrodynamics. In wave hydrodynamics, we will study about the waves and currents and ocean parameters. In oceanography, what are the under the seabed, what is there, and the physical physical and chemical properties of the seawater, and those kind of things we will see here. And the wave structure interaction, here as in the previous slide we told about interaction between the structural engineering and fluid mechanics. We need to know the interaction between the waves and structure. And then assessment of the structural load. Normally in buildings, if you take only loads come from the structure only, and maybe from the lateral side, earth pressure will consider. But here we need to consider the additional loads. The loads will be large compared to civil structures. Here the loads come from 3 degree. 3 degree means one is from seaside and land. Second one is land side, and the third one is on the structure. From the seaside, loads come from the ship. That is berthing load, mooring load, wave load, current load. Those are the loads coming from seaside. From land side means earth pressure mainly, and the differential water pressure also. And the structure means general live loads and crane load. Those are the loads. So these loads we need to study and carefully calculate the load before the proceeding the design. So in any design, either civil engineering, structural design, or or marine structures. The load is very important. The calculation of load, the assessment estimation of load is very important. The following software like StatPro is primarily we are using, and similarly Autodesk Robot, those software will be used for the structural analysis, and based on the standards, international standards, IS code and BSEN code, British standard and the European codes will apply in the structural design. We'll see the case study here. The first one is the extension of passenger jetty at Vivekananda Rock Memorial. I hope many people will visit. Already visited in Kanyakumari. You might have seen. You might have traveled from the shoreline to Vivekananda Rock through passenger boat. Normally they are accommodated two boat only. One boat is coming here means another boat is should stand at the middle of the bay. So the Maritime Authority wants to extend this jetty to cover the more tourism. So the solution is we will construct the horizontal composite breakwater. These are the horizontal composite breakwater. Here this pink portion is already existing jetty. In addition to we are going to extend this jetty with horizontal composite breakwater. Horizontal composite breakwater means and adjoining with the jetty, and it also perform wave protection. This breakwater is generally built with artificial armor, that is tetrapod. We'll see here cross section. This is the seaside. On the opposite side of the berthing side, the previously we seen the classification of the berthing structure. That is a concrete block work wall. That is what here we used. These are the concrete block wall, and behind that the breakwater portion is there. Above the concrete block wall, we will build the concrete slab, and the fender and the bollard will useful for the berthing of passenger boat. Also, we have conducted the physical model study in IIT Madras laboratory. The stability of the structure is good already. It is in approval stage, and in upcoming years it will they are going to construct. And the total cost of the project is 20 crores. Then case study 2 is construction of breasting and mooring dolphin at the Doha Port redevelopment project in Qatar. Here, this is the aerial view of the Doha Port. These are the cruise terminal actually. Here, presently, smaller cruise are using. Not presently, before. After the development of after construction of this breasting and mooring dolphin, and now very large cruise ships can be built. So so how we can extend this? The plan is we need to extend the wharf either by further recommendation or with the construction of the breasting and mooring dolphin. The solution is the best solution is breasting dolphin. Instead of here land filling. So they went with this option, and constructed this kind of structure. Here one breasting dolphin and two mooring dolphin. Breasting dolphin will have a contact with the ship. Like ship will be berthed here from to here, like that. Then the front end of the ship will contact with the berthing dolphin, and these are the mooring dolphin. That mooring line will tie up with the structure, and these all the three dolphin will connected with steel walkway, and in between walkway support pile is there. And last year it was constructed. Now it is under service. Then evolution in the field. We know maritime transport is since from very ancient time. since 3500 BC. This is the marine transportation is prominent to growth of global trades and economy of the country. The first open sea ports was established by Phoenician and Roman 4 to 5,000 years ago. In 1880s, the cargoes were handled by manually. Manually, they are handling that. That time required huge manpower, but in 19th century, the modernization of port has started. In that time, many cargo handling equipments invented to handle the cargoes. So manpower will that time manpower will reduce. Also, port become highly specialized terminals at a specific cargo at a very high rate. We will handle the cargoes. For example, 20,000 tons per hour you can handle for the dry bulk cars. In case of a crude oil, we will import or export 2,20,000 can handle. So upgradation or development of the port shall carried out to increase the port capacity and effectiveness. And also based on the life of the structure, sometimes we need to demolish and reconstruction is required. But anyway, in future, as we know already, 80% of international trade depends on the maritime transport through the ports mainly. So also in forecasted increase in demand and increase in import and export, the development of port is very essential. So in future, for example, in India also, many of the minor ports are developing, promoted into major ports like now. For example, in Kadalur port, before it was fishing harbor. Now they are developing to minor port. Similarly, in major port also they are increasing the link capacity, and the development is happening day by day. So the future is good for port and infrastructure and marine transportation. So carrier path. There is opportunity. There is plenty of opportunity in government sector, like state maritime boards and fishing departments are in every coastal states. In case of NIOT and NIO, it is nothing but National Institute of Ocean Technology and the National Institute of Oceanography. That is a central government institute, and similarly Central Water and Power Research stations. That is in it is in Pune, CWPRS, and NIOT in Chennai, Goa, and Calicut, in some other place also. So in government sector also we have opportunity, and mainly private firm will give the more opportunity for the mainly for structural design. If you want to go with as a consultant, design consulting engineer or a construction engineer in port management management consultancy also. That is many MNC companies there, like Ecom, Covi, Worley, and many companies there. Definitely the future will be there. Only thing we need to upgrade our knowledge with the civil engineering,